Mavele from programtom.com/dev here, and in this episode I'm gonna code review and acknowledge some feedback and some code review on my task that I did for as a candidacy for a company. So basically, one should always be open to feedback, even if it is code review. Um, you should not treat the code as yours and as final. Uh, when you realize the feedback is not about you, but about quality, about improvement, about satisfying the user, and so on, you will not have attachment to the code and will strive to make it better. And yeah, I've written a blog post and a booklet about it, about user feedback effect on software. If software has feedback, it could be improved. Otherwise, only the developer or the creator will improve the software with what he or she has in his mind. When you receive feedback like it's bad, you don't uh, handle it as a hate, but ask what is bad, in what part it could be approved to satisfy you. So approaching the feedback as opportunity is a great way of thinking. So yeah, user feedback is one of the points of my startup Ultimate. I'm not sure how much steps PDF, and it's more of a small booklet for $3.99. And one of the first steps where you will receive feedback is actually on a software level, on a code and how it is written. So I had a task to get to process a CSV and to output how much time some people have worked together. And one of the first things that I've received is I've processed the code to output the difference in months of time when employees have worked together. Like I have a static method that could be tested and that is independent from the rest of the code. We just from and end date parameters, but it calculates months. So if I need to fix this feedback, it will be just here, and it will calculate days instead of months. So this is one of the first things that I've missed. How much time employees have worked together. So there are a lot of words and there are many times requirements to not have specific measurements and specific words. Yeah, like how and many times the developer implements the code in his what he has in his mind and not what the user is actually requesting. So one developers should start realizing from the beginning is they must get back questions and feedback so they could gather all the concrete requirements and do not implement something partially or even wrongly, even incorrectly. The second feedback is about missing pairs, and basically this is not the case because with this data that I've tested my code, there are two pairs, and the output can be seen here that the backend returns the appropriate pairs, like receiving two pairs of employees paired together. Yeah, the code that is hosted on my GitHub. You can see that the endpoint, employee service, employees rest, the endpoint returns a list of pairs. So this feedback was incorrectly given according to my opinion, but because I haven't written tests, I don't have I don't have code for it to verify it on an email without rerunning the application from my local machine. And yeah, I could potentially do that, but I don't see the point to go into back and forth of what is and what isn't. So the next point is I am using ready existing library like OpenCSV to process the data, and this has some additional requirements of having a file like the CSV file reader requires a file, and for this I was needing to create a temporary file, and this was yeah, a little bit of overhead that was not was received as something not bad. I mean, this was received as bad idea to have additional temp file. So if I've not used OpenCSV, I could just read the content directly from the multi-part file, but I wanted to make processing the file wrapped in a service and independent from the actual HTTP layer. Like the multi-part file is a file from Spring even. So yeah, I try to make the code as independent from external libraries as possible. So this is the reason I've used additional temporary file. And yeah, basically when you have some requirements, you should ask. So basically, you should know who is giving you the task. If a task is given from a technical individual, it is a good idea to get into details of what you are using. So yeah, if you have requirements from end users. You could do whatever, you could use whatever you like, but if you have a task that is given from a technical individual, you should ask for any details and for any particular external dependencies that you use. And yeah, this is a good idea to have in mind who is giving you a task, so you could ask back what is allowed and what not. And one of the greatest feedback that I've missed in this code is not having readme file and more comments. Basically, you could see the code does not have any readme. So this big no, not having a readme file. That say in a few words what's your project, what is expected to get your code up and running, what are requirements, several few examples, and these examples should be also in tests. So um, some bonus could be including code coverage library like Rococo that outputs the code coverage, how much of your code has been tested, and yeah, having comments and having readme with instructions and and examples is a very big missing point that should not repeat again. And yeah, you should definitely always include such. So this is the review of my code, and I have another task for another company that I will try to make better.